Complex. Your favorite place, Complex. Actually, Complex is one of the better publications. When they do lists and things, it's not that bad. But
It's not
recently,
not that bad.
Recently, they came out with their top 50 Atlanta rappers of all time list. We got to make sure we preface that comment. Top 50 of all time list. And generally, I agreed with it. Generally, I thought the list was pretty good. They had Future at 1. Sorry, not 1. Sorry, they had
2.
Andre 3000 at 1.
Yep.
Future at 2. T.I. at 3. Am I not mistaken?
No, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, T.I. at 3.
T.I. 3?
Let's do top 5.
Two
Gucci Mane at 4. And they had Jeezy at 5.
Ooh.
A couple other people made the list. Some people, surprising people made the list. Some people they feel like should have been a little higher. But just blanket, wherever you want to take it. How do you feel about this list?
Hey, another list, another day. Well, here's one more list that we can all argue about because I think it's impossible to do a list.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
It is impossible.
But I think that's actually the beauty
especially with 50 people.
But I think that's also the beauty
of top 50
Facts.
list.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But well, I'll say all that to say, but I do think that's the beauty of lists. Is that, it's not all going to be perfect, but as long as your intention is right, you can get it mostly right. And I do think this list is mostly correct.
Yeah.
My issues with this list, it's in the construction of it all, right? It's the fact that they split up groups. I mean, if you really look at Atlanta's history in rap, they have some of the most legendary groups that have contributed to rap in the last 20, 25 years. When I say, and it's not all about numbers, by the way. It's about,
For sure.
even though they do have the numbers like Outkast, they put up hella numbers. Let's be very clear. Migos put up great numbers, if not hella numbers. But I'm even going back to like Goody Mob. Like Goody Mob is a very important piece of hip hop, especially as Atlanta started to get more notoriety, early on. And so it was even weird to me to see they broke up members of the Goody Mob. Like, bro, I get that CeeLo went on and he had an impactful solo career, but come on, you're going to break up Big Gip and him? To me, that's a package group, if you ask me.
Yes.
So that was my biggest problem with the list. And so with that being said, if I were doing this list, I would never split up Andre and Big Boy.
No.
It wouldn't happen. And so if I got to go with how they constructed the list, meaning split groups up, Andre 3000 is not number 1 in Atlanta. And, hey, I'm probably going to get killed for that because you could actually argue I've been a bit on the heavy criticism of Andre probably since the inception of this podcast.
Yes.
I've been consistently saying Andre cannot be considered a top 5 rapper. Yep. I've been saying this for years. I stand on it. He hasn't done enough.
He doesn't meet the qualifications.
Correct. He doesn't meet my personal criteria if I were doing the list. But hey, so with that being said, Andre's not number 1. My number 1 would go to Future.
Ooh.
Future Hendrix.
Go ahead, make it top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
Number 1, Future Hendrix. Number 2, T.I.
Ooh.
T.I.
Over Andre?
Over
Okay.
Andre.
Okay.
Again, using their criteria.
Okay. Using their criteria.
T.I. is number 2. Number 3. See, this is where I got to put Andre. Because.
I thought you said Drake.
No. Andre 3000.
Drake is a
Was he born in Atlanta?
Yeah, Drake is an Atlanta rapper, isn't he?
Shit, now
Like,
after
he
Kendrick
gets it.
got through with him, yeah, he
I'm
might be.
surprised Drake's not on the list.
That's the fact, yeah.
He should be. If Drake's on that list, he's won.
Drake is 51.
He's
He made the top 51
Yes.
list, all right?
Yeah.
But no, I do think, even I said all of that, I do think Andre 3000 is number 3 because I believe Speaker Box, what he did with...
Wait, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I do think that was a bit more important than a Gucci Mane and a Jeezy. But that's where my number 4 would go to Jeezy. And my number 5 would go to Ludacris.
You missed Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane is number 6.
Oh!
Gucci Mane's number 6.
Oh!
I got Ludacris.
You got Jeezy over Gucci?
Jeezy? Do you remember
over
Jeezy?
Gucci? I love Jeezy.
I'm gonna be clear. This is top
criteria.
5 rappers of all time, and the criteria, in my opinion, has to be impact, has to be commercial success, it has to be rapping ability. I think Jeezy is a better rapper than Gucci Mane.
Okay.
I think Jeezy has put out better albums and commercially successful than Gucci Mane. Now, if you want to argue impact, Gucci probably got him on that.
Well, that's where I was going to go with this.
You see what I'm saying?
I was going to bring up My issue.
That's my top 5, by the way.
My issue with the list is it's like I said. I think it's still a pretty good list, but I just thought like the criteria was all over the place. Like for instance, Lil Nas X is 50, right?
It makes no sense.
So Lil Nas X, yes, he's an Atlanta a rapper, I guess. He's an Atlanta rapper, right? But Lil Nas X, if you're gonna put him on this list and say he meets the qualifications for this list, he's surely bigger than OJ the Juice Man. I mean, he's sure, but that's where I'm like, but then I'm like, if your criteria is gutter Atlanta rappers and like who the city of Atlanta respects,
thank you.
Then that's a different criteria.
I think it's all part of it.
So if we break it down by each thing that I said,
Okay.
you know, like I'll do a top 5 because the top 5 differs based on criteria. If you're saying the top 5 best rappers out of Atlanta,
Sure.
I'm putting T.I. as 1. I gotta put T.I. as 1. I think T.I. at his peak was the best Atlanta rapper of all time from a rapping standpoint.
Okay, so
right?
So let's break down the word best.
So
because
I mean,
when you say the word best, define
appeal,
that.
Skills, appeal,
Sure.
impact in terms of when he rapped, he made an impact.
Mm-hmm.
I got T.I. I'm not even see the Andre 3000 thing. It's so tricky because Outkast, you put Outkast as 1 across the board if they're Outkast.
Thank you.
Andre 3000 solo, I'm not sure how you even rate that. But if you're talking best rappers, he's up there. But T.I. for me is 1 if you're talking best rappers.
But not over Future, man. Yo,
I'm saying
listen.
best rap.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I got T.I.
Here's the thing. T.I. was the man.
T.I.
Like was the absolute
just
man.
One criteria. I'm talking about the best rappers criteria.
But I hear
now,
that. But I hear that. But I raise you what people always give Gucci Mane credit for.
Yes.
When anybody talks about why Gucci Mane should be top anything, they talk about his impact and his reverence.
But listen, I'm saying,
but hold on, man.
Rapper.
Okay, cool. Okay. But best is inclusive of many things. It's not just rapping ability.
I know.
Which sounds like you're really driving when it comes to T.I. Is he's a quote unquote better rapper than Future. I get that.
Yeah.
So okay, if we don't,
that's I said the criteria.
Here's the thing.
I'm about to give you a bunch of other criteria.
Fair, but I'm saying let's use a different word than best. Then
okay.
What other word would you use?
Most impactful rapper, like in terms of when he rapped, top
50 rappers.
Like when he rapped, it was a universally, like they were throwing T.I. on songs with Beyonce,
bro.
And this, that. The Future's great, but Future's a singer too, right?
We about to actually get into Zero Skips, and he featured on Future's
with Justin
6 Love Sound.
Don't sleep.
No, T.I. was that dude. T.I. was the man.
Best. So, but if you're talking about most Atlanta rappers, most Atlanta rappers in Atlanta, if you're taking a guideline,
that's what this is.
No, I'm saying it's all over the place.
It's more that.
It's more all over the place. So if you're doing that, if you're saying it's more that, it completely changes to me. Number 1 in that case, I got Future.
Brother.
You're talking best Atlanta rappers.
What does that mean, though? You keep repeating the word Atlanta. What does that mean?
About like
are you talking about
embodies
impact?
in Atlanta. It bodies the city. If
Okay.
you were to go to Atlanta and ask them who your favorite rapper is or who embodies the city of Atlanta the most, I got Future. Like Future's impact in hip hop in Atlanta is the biggest in my opinion.
And here's the thing.
Ever.
And I think that when we're having a list like what Complex has constructed, top 50, best 50 rappers of Atlanta, we can chew the words, we can wordsmith this thing all we want. I think at the end of the day, when you have a regional list like this, I believe the culture, right? What embodies the culture, the people who they believe is top 50, I think that got to take precedence over most of the criteria
that's why
items.
I said
you see what I'm saying?
It's hard to rate this list because you say I'm going off their criteria. Their criteria is kind of all over the place because in their criteria, in what world is Quavo higher than CeeLo and Jermaine Dupri? Like, what is the criteria? I don't get that. Quavo should not be higher than Lil Jon.
Bro.
Lil Jon?
Bro. Let me tell you,
But- Really?
the fact that you didn't even get to one of the most egregious ones.
Migos,
on here.
yes.
Lil Baby is number 10.
Yeah, like little baby shit.
Yo,
let me see.
Let me ask you something,
Let me see.
let me
Lil
ask-
baby.
and-
Offset is 13.
bro. Let me ask you something. Let me-
Playboy Cardi's 12.
Can I ask you something?
And another thing is the recency bias.
Can I ask you something?
2 recency bias.
And how is Soulja Boy not above Playboy Cardi?
That's true.
Soulja Boy?
That's true. Soulja
Yo,
Boy, yeah.
Soulja Boy is I could make
true.
an argument why he's top 10 of all time
And
of
it's
Atlanta.
not a knock. It's not a knock. Like, I'm not even gonna argue this one too much. It's okay. I'm not gonna argue it too much. But Ludacris should be higher. Ludacris should be higher than
He's my 5.
he should be. Maybe 4 or 5.
I remember you asked me to give
Yeah.
my top 5. He's my
he
5.
should be 4 or 5 on here. But whatever. I think the list is great. I'm gonna give my top 5 based on
Please,
this crazy.
do
ass- What I really think the 5 should be: Future 1,
Okay.
Ti 2,
Okay.
Andre 3000, and Outkast, whatever the hell that is.
So both of them?
3. If we say Outkast, if we put them as Outkast, they're 1. But
Bingo.
Andre 3000, I'm gonna put him at 3 because he did have some verses, right? Andre 3000 3, Ludacris 4, Gucci Man 5, Jeezy 6.
Okay, so ours is damn near the same. I think the difference is
You had Jeezy instead of Gucci Man.
I had Jeezy at 5. No, I had Jeezy at 4.
Gucci Man's ahead of Jeezy. We got it. Come on.
Gucci Man's not ahead of Jeezy.
Gucci Man's ahead of
Gucci Man's not ahead of Jeezy.
He's ahead of Jeezy.
He is not.
Come
Gucci.
on, man.
Jeezy was dog.
I love Jeezy.
I hear you.
I love
I should be
Jeezy.
preaching to the choir then
I
if
love
that's the
Jeezy.
case.
I
What I'm
love
trying to say, Jeezy, Thug Motivation 101, Trap or Die. They was banning T-shirts. The movement was too crazy.
Gucci Man.
Commercially successful.
Gucci Man's ahead of
Exactly
Jeezy.
what you prop up T.I. for, where it's like, yo, which of these artists sort of,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you prop up T.I. as a rapper, like literally spitting, because he was that.
Yeah.
But if you were to actually give T.I. credit for the other stuff that he actually
Mm-hmm.
did that transcended Atlanta, I would give him credit for his commercial appeal.
Of course,
What
of
he
course,
did
of course.
outside of just Atlanta.
Of
I
course,
think
of course.
Jeezy is on that list of people who did have commercial success. He
He
did.
did, but I mean, Gucci Man, his
He did.
longevity, Gucci Man's sound, Gucci Man's a legend that is higher than Jeezy. I just think, hey,
I'm not gonna debate you. I'm not gonna debate you on
Gucci
that. I'm
Man
not mad
higher
at that.
than
I literally just
And-
tweeted.
and
I
like-
literally
like
just
I said, I
tweeted that
love Jeezy.
Gucci Man is arguably the most important or influential. Excuse me, one of the most influential rappers that doesn't get talked about.
yeah, for sure.
So like,
Lil Jon,
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Lil Jon, like the recency bias is crazy. Lil Jon is below. Lil Jon,
But then you got to knock him because he don't rap.
all right,
Right?
Yeah, but then why he's on the list? That's what I said. If he doesn't rap, why is he on this list? If you made this list, then I have to be like, yo, your success. I have to. Lil Jon, bro.
I can't get over the fact that they broke up the Migos. I'm not doing that in no world. In
the
no
Migos
world am
would
I
be
breaking
top
up the
10 if
Migos.
you
It's not
kept them
happening.
as Migos, but all right.
Listen to the full episode, link below.